everyone, I'm Norn Queen Alexis and welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about Sisters of Battle of the Bloody Rose because they are getting an update in Vigilus and it's going to be pretty decent. I say pretty decent because Bloody Rose is already really good in my opinion, and this just makes them a little bit better. I kind of wish this happened with Martyred Lady, but they still are sitting in the back burners. I really want Martyred Lady to be better, please. But we do got an update for Bloody Rose, which is how I run my sisters right now. If you haven't noticed with the last few battle reports, I tend to run my sisters as melee machines, just butchering everything in their path. So Bloody Rose tends to fit my fighting style. I'm very glass hammery. So Vigilus is a war zone that I did not think that we'd be talking about again. I don't know how Abaddon lost it, considering Planet Killer was in orbit and they could have just shot the planet. But I digress. It's Abaddon, so somehow, inexplicably, at the end of the battle, he has to leave. Just like all great enemies of the Imperium, like Godskull. Just right at that end of that battle, like that triumphant step, he has to leave for some reason, and he's gone. Like all of the traitor Primarchs that left Terra during the Siege of Terra. They all just left. Or Abaddon, or Gazgo, or Tyranid Hive fleets. They all just inexplicably leave when they're about to win. It's like that's the only way the writers know how to write. Anyway, moving on from my complaints about the overall lore when it comes to bad guys being poorly written in 40k, when it comes to actually doing bad guy things, and not interpersonal drama, which is what the writers of GW know how to do really well, and I will praise them on that. We get into this. So we get a really cool picture, and we get Junith on the Sister Battle Superior, the Sister Superior Special Edition model with Junith on it, which I think is a really cool conversion, but that conversion's like almost $100. Like, let's take a look really quickly. Because she's 45 and she's 35, so that is $80 for that model right there. Just pointing that out. That is an $80 conversion. But I digress. We got a Castigator. I want Castigators to be good. Right now they're kind of garbage. Well, it's not that they're garbage. They're really good. It's just we have better options. We also have a Warsuit in the background. The what are these called? The Penitent Engines, and a couple of Rhinos. Get the Sacristans up front and a Sister Squad right here, Battle Sister Squad with a Magifier. One thing that's cool is the Sister Battle of our Martyred Lady Magifier relic is the +1 strength, which fits better with Bloody Rose than it does Martyred Lady. But anyway, getting into this, we got this weird piece of artwork that I've never really liked too much. I always thought this piece of artwork was kind of all over the place. I'm wondering how this sister is being held up, except by a knee, which means she's just going to fall over in a second. And most of the sisters don't even look like they're prepared for battle. They kind of just look like they're falling over, stumbling. And yeah, why they have their helmets up, I don't understand. But regardless, we're going to move on. So we get some dialogue here, and we're talking about Paragon warsuits, which, if you don't know, are kind of terrible. Paragon warsuits are way too expensive for what they are, and they are really cool. Let's not lie to ourselves. They are really cool, especially if you run them with bolters, 2 multi-meltas, and a heavy flamethrower, taking advantage of Holy Trinity. They can be extremely good, and then running in with their swords and killing anything in their path is pretty good. But for their points, you can do it better with 2 different squads. You can do their melee better with Sacristans, and you can do their shooting better with a Retributor squad. The Warsuits just kind of, If they went down by like 10 points, I think they'd be worth it. But maybe the stratagem makes up for it. So we got a 1 CP stratagem, and it's for a Paragon Warsuit unit, strictly for Bloody Rose. Select one order of our Bloody Rose Paragon Warsuit unit from your army that has made a charge move this turn. Okay, pretty specific. Kind of wish it was charged, performed a heroic intervention, even though they couldn't, but they could still throw that in. Until the end of that phase, each time a model in that unit makes an attack that targets an enemy unit that contains 6 or more models, at the start of the phase, an unmodified hit roll of a 4+ scores 1 additional hit. It's a stratagem. It's very specific on its wording, and it's not very good, but hey, if you're bringing Paragon Warsuits, you're playing for fun anyway, and this is a pretty fun stratagem. I don't see this. Okay, so Paragon Warsuits have like 3 to 4 attacks a piece, depending. Charge with them, you get to reroll everything. You could fish for those 4s with Morven Val. So you could, on average, get 12, probably a solid 18 attacks with them. So that's pretty decent. If you reroll everything, there is a chance of getting like 36 attacks. Or no, it's 4, 8, 12, 24 attacks, which is pretty good. And then if you take exploding 6s, you can add about 4 more attacks on top of that. So about 28 attacks. It'll definitely sweep through that unit. But I don't think that makes back the points of the Paragon Warsuit, since you can just sweep through that unit with flamethrowers or bolter fire. I mean, it's kind of cool though. I like this. I like this a lot. Like if your opponent's playing like a lot of Space Marines and a lot of chunky big units of infantry or heavy infantry, you could definitely use this to mop through them really quickly. So, and it is an unmodified hit roll. So even if you're using the mace that gets -1, you still trigger the extra hits, which is kind of cool. And it just scores an additional hit, so you don't need to roll any further. Okay. Moving on. Let's see. Fueled by Rage, 1 to 2 CP. So I'm guessing if it's like a 10-woman squad versus a 5-woman squad. Just going over this immediately. Use a stratagem in your opponent's shooting phase. Okay. When an order of our... my god, my brain is auto-correcting sentences. Order of the Bloody Rose core unit from your army is selected as the target of a ranged attack. Okay, so you have to use this the second they're selected. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in that unit is destroyed by an attack made by an enemy model, roll 1d6. On a 4+, do not remove the destroyed model from play. It can, after the attacking model's unit's finished making its attacks, shoot with one of its ranged weapons as if it were your shooting phase. After resolving these attacks, the destroyed models are then removed. If the selected Order of Our Bloody Rose unit is a Retributor squad, it costs 2 CP. Otherwise, it costs 1 CP. Neat. It's a thing. You have to activate it the second you're selected as the target. Assuming it's a Retributor squad, you're already getting a 2+ cover save because you're in ruins, because you're not dumb. And I'm assuming that you guys, well, you peoples, are not dumb. And I will never assume that you're dumb. So you know how to play Retributors. So you're hiding them in ruins. They have a 2+ save with probably a -4, and you're looking at a 5+ invulnerable save. So you have to double check if your 2+, 5+ model will die prior to checking on the chance that this thing shoots back for 2 CP. This is trash. All right, moving on. I'm sorry, it's very situational. It's a lot of point investment, and it would be cool. It doesn't have a limit, so you can use this on a big blob of Sisters of Battle and get a lot of shots out of it. Like, you can spend 1 CP, and if you have a unit get wiped that is a 20-woman unit of Battle Sisters, this can be very useful. But then you're just shooting chaff back, and it's not really worth slowing down the game to shoot bolters back during your opponent's turn on a 4+. All right. Also, this is the same thing that the Space Marines get with their banner for free. Okay. Each time this Warlord makes a melee attack against a character unit, add 1 to the attacker's wound roll. That's amazing. This is a Warlord trait, isn't it? Yep, this is a Warlord trait, but you can get 2 Warlord traits. Nope, that's Martyred Lady. You can get 2 Warlord traits. Okay, but this isn't bad on a Canoness. Wounding on 3s to 2s, because you're taking the Blessed Blade. Now you're wounding characters, like Space Marines, on 2s. If they're in normal armor, if they're in aggressor armor, you're wounding them on 3s, which is still really good. Each time this Warlord destroys an enemy character unit, you gain 2 miracle dice. That's actually good. Like, so what I would do is I would Saint in the Making and use this on another Canoness. Like, if you have 2 Canonesses in your army and you want both of them to be Butcher Canonesses, you can run this as well as the Warlord trait Mavrin Val has, where she like explodes like crazy when she kills something. Where she just keeps attacking. So that could be pretty useful. Like, I like this. I like this a lot. I might play around with this. Especially if you get the relic chainsword that gives you like 3 extra attacks. That could also be really useful. She would be a really good character killer. I like this a lot. I really like this. I think this is really good. Then we got a new relic. The bearer has a save characteristic of 2+. If the bearer loses 1 or more wounds during a phase, at the end of that phase, you gain 1 miracle dice. Holy crap, that's good. Okay. No, I like this too. Like, this is actually really, really, really useful. But you do have to be careful that it's an Order of Our Bloody Rose unit, because I see a lot of people try to take relics like this on priests, and some of the priests don't have Bloody Rose. So just keep your eyes open for that. But again, I'm assuming you're not dumb, so you're going to put this on, like, probably a Dogmata would be pretty useful for this. A Palatine would be pretty useful for this. A Canoness. But there's better relics you want to put on a Canoness, like the Mantle of Ophelia. So you get the unkillable Canoness. Like, the Mantle of Ophelia on this is scary. Like, this is horrifying with that. You could put it on a Hospitaller. That could actually be really cool. Who else would you put this on? Just a few characters I have. Okay, moving on. I think that is. Oh, that's it. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. That is everything that is in this update for the Vigilus book. And again, it's trying to make you buy Vigilus just for one thing if you're playing one army. So you might as well just wait until it's on Wahapedia. But I mean, it is pretty cool, especially if you want to keep up with a poorly written story of Vigilus. I'm not going to lie, it is very poorly written. I don't advise it. There are way better stories involving Sisters of Battle that you could read. And if you want suggestions, please comment in the comment section down below for book suggestions, and I can give you a whole list. But Vigilus is not on that list. Overall, I think the Sisters of Battle of the Bloody Rose just getting a little bit more powerful is always good. They didn't need it. Sisters are sitting at a really good spot in tournament play right now because they keep dodging like nerfs that other armies are getting. They're still like a tier 1 to tier 2 army, and I don't think that they need any nerfs, and they're getting a few benefits. So we might see them play a bit differently in the future and be a bit more aggressive with this book. But if the last book was anything to tell by, we did get Martyred Lady with the souped up codex supplement that came out literally a week after the codex, which could have just been included in the codex. And I think this could have been included in the codex. It doesn't include any unique characters, which would have been cool. But overall, I think they needed it a little bit. I still think the Castigator needs some tuning up, and I think that Paragon warsuits need to be lowered in points. But that might all be hit up in the new rules update. points update that's coming out very soon. So look forward to that. But overall, I think a lot of these are pretty bad. The worst is without a doubt Fueled by Rage, where you have to spend 2 CP on the off chance that your sister battle who doesn't survive being shot at needs a 4+ to shoot back. I feel like this should have just been a relic for an Imagifier. Like, that's all this should have been. This Paragon Warsuit one is pretty decent, but you're not bringing Paragon Warsuits. If this was like a Bloody Rose core unit, this would be extremely good. And I think it would be like a 2 to 3 CP stratagem, and I'd still be willing to pay that. But since it's on Paragon Warsuits, it's just 1 command point. It's not bad. Paragon Warsuits are a lot of fun, and I do like bringing 6 of them to a game. I think they are a lot of fun. And if you want to make a weaker tier sister list that you're playing with your friends, Paragon Warsuits are the way to go. They're just fun to play. Overall, I think Bloody Rose could have done with a little bit more choppy. I know that's weird to say, or a bit more survivability. And again, I'm saying that even after they're getting a 2+ save. But I don't know. I think it's a bit interesting. Ooh, you could do Mantle of Ophelia and this. Reduce all your damage down to 1 and then get Miracle Dice on top of that every time you take a wound. And then she could just butcher her way through characters. Okay, you know what? The Armor of True Sacrifice is actually really good. I like this. I like that, and I like this. I don't like Fueled by Rage, and I don't like Wade into the Foes. But overall, I'm 50-50 on this, I guess. So tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Are you going to get this book, or are you just going to wait until it's all out on Wahapedia? I know what I'm going to do, and I'm pretty sure I know what you guys are going to do. But comments in the comment section down below. As always, I'm Norn Queen Alexis. I love you guys. Bye.